Welcome into the lounge presented by DraftKings. I am Garrett Downing. I'm joined by Clifton Brown, and today we have a very special guest. We are so excited to be joined by one of our favorite guys, Ravens legend Brandon Williams. And Brandon will give you the floor here because today you're making an exciting announcement. So we'll turn it over to you and let you take the way.
All right, man. Well, I'm officially announcing my retirement after 10 years playing, and ready to settle down and chase the babies around.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
I mean, you had a great career, 9 seasons here in Baltimore. What does it mean to say those words and to retire a Raven and to be here today to make it official?
It means everything. I mean, I've been thinking about it for the past 2 years and, getting calls here and there and seeing if I still want to play or not. But then I just finally realized it's time to, poop or get off the pot, so I just called the Ravens and it's like, I want to retire a Raven. So I remember when Haloti, when Sis and all them retired, and just a lifer. So I wanted to be a lifer as well. That's
cool. What does that mean to you to be, not everybody kind of gets a moment to have a day like this where you call it a career as a Raven. And obviously you played here a long time and have a lot of great memories here, but what is the significance of that to you to have a day where you get to look back on your career and kind of celebrate that?
I mean, it just means the world to me, honestly. Just the fact that I can finish off where I started, where I can continue just that lifer mentality, just being here with the team, just, that Raven mentality. It's always been in me, even when I left. So, I mean, just coming back, bringing it full circle means the world.
Brandon, you were a guy to me who kind of personified what it means to be a Raven, tough, physical, leader. Tell me, how much of that come from some of the guys you played with? And then how much of that came from being from a smaller school, feeling like, hey, I got something to prove when I came to Baltimore?
Well, it's always been in me. I think Baltimore definitely brought it out more. They definitely blossomed me, just with, CB and with Haloti, with Chris Canty, with Arthur Jones, all them people, I just saw them and I just emulated what they did. And it just kind of, as soon as you walk through the door, it just kind of gets in you.
Go ahead.
It's kind of crazy. Like you're throwing out these names of some folks I haven't even really seen in a while or thought about, and like you really spanned kind of a big gap here, not just in time but in also identity for the Ravens. Like when you came in, it was right after Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, and then it was kind of Terrell Suggs' team and his defense, and he was a leader. Haloti Ngata, of course, on the defensive front. Then those guys left, and then it was like Eric Weddle came in, and he was, and then all the way up to present day, where it's Marlon Humphrey has been here for a long time, but you spanned that whole time frame and saw some big changes in this team, in this defense. How did you see this team evolve over the course of your time here?
Oh man, this team has just gradually just kept bringing dogs in.
That's been consistent.
Yeah, that's been consistent. I mean, just having the guys that they brought in, having that leadership role, or having that, be able to take notes after somebody like Weddle, after taking notes after somebody like Sis, even Smith.
Is it Darius?
Not
Roquan Smith?
Roquan.
Not Roquan.
There's a couple of different Smiths here.
Daryl Smith.
Oh, Daryl Smith. Yeah, Daryl Smith. Yeah. See, another name I haven't thought about in a while.
Daryl Smith was here. I mean, he definitely just kind of elevated my game. CJ Mosley, just all them people, just being able to take notes, learn how they learn, see what they see, in the defense and the playbook, things that even though I've been here, I haven't really quite noticed until they pointed it out. So just being here and just being able to be around that group of guys, it just definitely just elevated me a lot more to be more outgoing, more of a leader, more of just a Raven.
Mm-hmm. Outgoing, that was never a problem for you. I mean, come on now. You're saying I had to be more outgoing. You came in here and you had that mindset.
Oh yeah, definitely. A little bit, but at the same time, I'm shy at heart, a little bit. So just seeing those guys, having that family around me just made me more comfortable to just be me.
You were really kind of a guy too. The fans embraced you. And I know that, that kind of meant something to you. But why do you think you connected so much with Ravens fans, and how much did that mean to you? Not playing a glamour position, nose tackle, but you became a fan favorite when you were here.
I think it's all has to do with authenticity. me just coming out and just being myself, having fun, and then just being in a city like Baltimore is just authentic people, top to bottom. So it's just feeling that love, and then me just giving it back to them.
I think it also had to do something to do with the dancing.
Oh yeah, I cut a rug every now and again. Oh yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, just being able to feel myself and just have fun, and just the locker room dance. What we did with Sis and Chris Canty and all that stuff and LG. I mean, it's been just amazing. So
that video of you and Sis in the locker room, like that still pops up.
Oh yeah,
of you guys dancing
every year. It pops up.
I mean, like whenever there's a moment, there's a big play or something like that, people will bring up that video. Do you get that sent to you, or does that come up for you all the time?
Oh yeah, it gets sent to me all the time. Bad lip readings get sent to me all the time. Oh man, that dance is iconic, and it was one of the dog days of summer training camp, and didn't want to go outside. It was hot, but at the same time, it was like, all right, let's get it done. And then Sis started playing music, and she started feeling the rhythm, feeling the moment, and just it happened.
So good. It was so good.
Man, you played a position where you get hit every play, a lot of physical contact, but you were really durable. Player, I think, had like 4 or 5 seasons where you didn't miss a game, never missed significant time. What do you think the keys were you to being so durable? And how did you approach being that guy? I know there had to be games where you were sore and, maybe didn't feel like playing, but you still got out there and gave it your all.
I think my heart, just being able to go out there and, with a chip on my shoulder, obviously small school guy, and just toughness, just being able to go out there and just play through anything. I felt like, you guys just give me so much, so why not give everything I got as well? Whether I'm hurt, sore. I mean, there's people out there. I mean, I always think about, practices when I see OJ walk, rolling out, and I'm like, he can't, but, I can, and I'm griping because of something, I can do, but I just don't feel like it. And he really would love to be out here. So every time I saw him, I was just give it, everything I had.
You mentioned being a small school guy. You really defied the odds. Even getting to the NFL and then playing as long as you did. Did you think like that when you got drafted, Missouri Southern, right?
Mm-hmm.
Missouri Southern, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Like you get drafted out of Missouri Southern. Did you think that you had a real chance of being a guy that lasted a decade in the NFL coming out of a small school like that?
I wanted to. I mean, I actually draft night, I prayed for that, 10 years in the league and all that stuff like that. And, I wanted to be, I was honored that an iconic defense even looked at a guy like me, and the fact that I was going to be with, Haloti and all these, great players. Also, they gave me the number 98, and I knew who wore that before me. So I wanted to make it, make it proud, make it known, make it, still relevant.
I remember your first day here. And you came in a full suit, your very first day, rookie report day, in a full suit. And it stood out to me. A lot of guys come in sweats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you came in a full suit, and it just felt like you, from the time you got drafted, wanted to make a strong first impression, and then you carried that with you throughout your career. What do you remember about that first day?
I was wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, just, excited to see everything. But at the same time, I had to earn my sweatsuit rights. I felt like, it was business as usual, going to work, showing up, always had to, present yourself well. So that's what I wanted to do when I first got here. And then now you see I'm in the sweatsuit.
Yeah.
I got my sweatsuit on now. So
you've earned your sweatsuit rights.
Yeah, exactly.
When you first came here, obviously after a couple of years, it was clear you were going to be a mainstay in the defense, but you did sign a contract here, your second contract. And I was reading where, it got kind of dicey as far as maybe you were going to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. You didn't know what was going to. Take me back to that, and how glad are you that you were able to re-sign with the Ravens and then play, more years here in Baltimore? Yeah,
well, during that time, it was one of those things where people were getting money, and people were getting money over here and then elsewhere. So I'm like, why not try to market? I mean, at the same time, you hear about the hometown discount and all that stuff. And that's when I said, well, I'm from St. Louis, so I'm not from Baltimore. But at the same time, after they, finally got everything worked out, I was happy. I was glad not to leave. I was, really, ready to give even more. Mm-hmm.
So you did win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It was with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2022. Uh-huh. it was weird, right? Tell me it was weird.
It was weird. It was nice. I loved it. Thank you. But it was weird just because, how it happened. Got there mid-season, didn't really have the time in with the guys and training camp and all that stuff, and just kind of just getting thrown in there for the first week. First game Denver, so breathing hard, hurting myself. But other than that, I mean, it was definitely weird, but at the same time, it was a blessing.
That's awesome.
I'm sure that was a memorable moment. What are some of your most memorable game moments, with the Ravens? Anything that pops in your mind? Like, there were so many games you played.
One of the biggest ones, the guy who's running the ball now, when we played against the Titans.
Oh, no. Yeah, that was rough.
Oh, yeah. And it was like 3rd and short. I could tell the guard was about to come down on me hard. And I swiped him and then went straight to him and just folded him.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was iconic for me. But then also the biggest one was obviously getting Roethlisberger for the first time. Being a Raven, knowing the rivalry between the Steelers and it being an electric atmosphere, just loving it.
You talk about bringing down Derrick Henry in the backfield. How hard is that dude to tackle? Like, you've actually done it. Mm-hmm. How hard is he to bring down? I mean, on that play, he didn't make it look too hard.
For others, it may be tough, but for me, it was just business as usual. You know, I mean, I don't care what name you got on your back or what helmet you got on. If it's my job to take you down, that's what's got to happen.
Yeah.
Do you watch this Ravens team right now? What they're doing? Now, just now sitting back, not playing. Tell me about how you're connected with the team now.
Well, for a while, it was rough watching football because all I could do is just critique. But at the same time, like I saw the last Bengals game and saw how they were doing, saw how they were running, saw how the D-line was doing, and I was pleased. I was happy, and I actually got to sit and enjoy a game instead of like, this guy's not doing this guy's not doing that. All right, there's work out there still. Like, what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm proud of what they're doing, proud of who they're becoming, and definitely want to see them get on the roll.
So it was kind of hard to watch for a little bit?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
I feel like because did you miss it? Was that part of it, or like what was it that made it?
I think it's a little bit of both. Also, at the same time, I didn't really grow up watching football. I was a basketball player, and I did 3 sports in high school: football, basketball, track and field. So it was just never really a thing. And then when I started, actually playing football, I started watching it in work. So then when I always looked at football, it was like work. So I don't know. And plus, I just missed it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't watch it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your story, you think about, I'm sure on a day like today where you're calling it a career, you think about the whole journey to get to this point. Mm-hmm. And your story is well documented. And for viewers or her listeners who don't remember elements of it, like we mentioned the small school thing. When you got drafted, there was all this talk about your job in college where you were, moving porta potties around and you could throw a porta. I mean, it was like a legendary story. It was like Brandon would throw 3 porta potties on his back and, they just kept growing over time, throw them in the back of a truck. When you think about all of that kind of leading to this moment, what does that story say about you and who you are and the significance of this day?
Just an overcomer. After literally, you say the story about the porta potties, after all the crap that's been thrown at me, after literally removing people's crap, just being able to keep my wits about myself, keep my mind about myself, and keep on going for where I want it.
It's awesome. What's next for you? I mean, you look good. I know you look like dropped a bunch of weight, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, after Goose passed away, it definitely hit me. We played the same position and all that stuff, and I just knew as soon as I got done, I had to lose the weight.
Well, Marshall Yonda did the same thing, when he retired. You feel good? I mean,
I feel great. Feel good. Knees feel great. And I'm still running around with my kids, beat them in foot races, so I can't complain at all.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. It's so good to connect with you. And enjoy this day. Brandon's going to be at the game Thursday night as he's going to be there, so we're excited for that moment. It's going to be an awesome game against the Bengals, and I know you're going to get that place fired up. So thank you so much for being here. Congratulations.
Can't wait. Run out that tunnel again. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.